Over the last while, I felt very skeptical about watching seasonal anime. My main thing about seasonals is that it doesn't really matter how many anime you have seen, because once the next year flips, or hell, even just season flips, the previous X amount of shows you have just finished watching don't even matter anymore. Watching seasonals nowadays is pretty much just running Sushi the Anime Edition, and by Anime Edition I just mean Isekai Overload, really. In short, I'm just not big on watching seasonals. Spending hours on end just to catch up to a single season of cartoons just isn't for me. And let's be real, a lot of them are just okay anyway, or at least that's the way I personally see most seasonals I watch. That's not the case for every new anime, obviously. If some have an interesting or a unique premise, or if the show gets a lot of hype, then I will give it a shot. One of those very hyped up shows that I have seen that did not leave me disappointed was Cyberpunk Edgerunners. To add some context, Cyberpunk Edgerunners is an anime adaptation of the game Cyberpunk 2077, a game so good I haven't even played. It also rivals Arcane, a show so good I haven't even watched, in terms of popularity for the best TV show game adaptation of the year. My stupid rant aside, when I got through the first 3 episodes of Edgerunners, I was actually not very excited about watching the rest. Not that it was any bad, my first impression of it was kinda weak. But also at the time I was just busy from my personal life, that I had very low motivation to watch almost anything actually, but then again it was very hyped up, so I gave it another chance and at the end I like it a lot actually. I had a similar experience with Hunter x Hunter where the start felt really generic. I actually dropped it after like 8 episodes, but again, Hunter x Hunter at the time was so hyped up that I just had to give it another chance. And again, when you get into the later parts and finish the whole thing, all of the context in the show makes much more sense, and as a whole it's still great, even if the start wasn't amazing by any means. And I thought that the start of Cyberpunk anime was pretty generic at times. It started out as a cool show, but I have seen a lot of cool shows that were just cool and nothing else, so just being cool isn't much for me anymore. That's one of the reasons why I try to finish an anime even if I don't like it. Finishing a TV show or a movie gives you context for the entire thing, and you understand it much more properly, so I do try to finish at least 90% of anime I give a try, but I do understand that this approach is not for everyone. Now, why do I actually think that Edgerunners was so good? Well, I think that it really well showcases what happens if you think you are way too special, and what it can do if you push yourself way too hard for the sake of others, and it tells you that you still have limits, believe it or not. Also, I think the actual cyberpunk setting makes it a bit more interesting as well, because in the history of humanity, we didn't really grow up with any technology, especially at the time when we are just a bunch of cavemen beating the living crap out of each other with just sticks and rocks. Where was our mecha robo maniac at then? Our bodies are just not compatible with technology that much yet, and well, you can actually go insane if you go overboard with all of these body notifications. This is why I still watch anime, to get gems like these, to get anime that really get my blood pumping, and it makes me wanna search for more like this one, like back in the old days, when we were just on that classic anime binge. It may have ended in an unconventional way for most people, but I've got a kink for endings like these. It is probably one of my favorite endings in anime that came out in the last 5 years or so. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about Cyberpunk Edgerunners and other seasonal anime also, and until next time, see ya later!